boy, do I have a treasure trove for you all this evening. But before we get into the goods, I need to do a little explaining, a little background for what we're going to be getting into. And I brought actually a good reference, Darakuron by Sakuguchi Ango. This is a very important book in Japanese history and culture as a whole, with a lot of influence on the Eroge industry. They see if you might be familiar with Sakaguchi Ango. He is one of the famous Budaiha writers in Japan after the Second World War. Just took the whole, you know, Japanese Bushido ideal and, it had this, huge sense of disillusion with it. Um, Clearly the more famous work of the Budaiha writers is No Longer Human, Ningen Shikaku by Osamu Dazai, which I'm sure you're all familiar with. Of course, if you're an avid Eroge fan. But Darakuron is more of a well, you might consider it maybe the Bible of the Budaiha writers. It's sort of the starting point or the focal point of the literary school. So I really recommend Darakuron. It's pretty much essential reading if you want to understand the next game, which I'm about to introduce to you all. 元のおっぱい異世界おっぱいバニー学園。The next title in the very, very highly anticipated Milk Factory lineup of Haramase Hono no Oppai series. So we'll just get right into it. You can see here that they've got plenty of lovely women to choose from, and it's all very high definition, high quality, great stuff. I've actually got. I don't think maybe I have the box with me. There's many games in this series. It's actually carried on from Milk Factory, the studio that basically is carried on from Squeeze, an older studio that was the one to start the Haramase big Oppai game series. And this has been going on for a very long time. And you get what's on the cover. It's exactly what you pay for. You have no illusions about what you're buying. And for what it's worth, it is perfected. It is perfected that scenario to just about its most perfect state. I'm just going to try and open this out without bending anything. It is just about exactly the peak of whatever you would possibly hope for in a game with a box like this. For example, they've just got they pioneered what is called the climax countdown, you might call, where if you're playing an Eroge and you're like, well, this scene is great, but I don't know when it's going to end. It seems like it's getting close, but I just don't know. And so they've actually given you a countdown where the main character is going to climax in 5 lines, and then it goes 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So it's a very, very it's streamlined the practices of what you're getting into for these types of games. Unfortunately, not a whole lot going on here in the box. Not even a manual. You know how much I love manuals? It wouldn't do me the honor of giving me a manual. Well, So this is their manual. It's one, this is like a chirashi you get when you go to Comic Con. I don't need this bullshit. All right, give me a booklet. Introduce the characters. Or they've already done that on the box. You gotta make it. You gotta make buying physical games fun, especially when the Eroge industry is in it's past its golden age. It's past its glory days. I was in the soft map in Akiba the other day, and it used to be the soft map in Akiba was massive building. Well, it's still a massive building. The building hasn't changed, but the Holy Land for eroge connoisseurs. Two floors for eroge, and it had the fourth floor was for new eroge, and it was just this massive open space where it was just wall to ceiling, floor to ceiling with pre-order slips, and they had advertisements for every new game on the walls, and games all along as far as the eye can see. And then the fifth floor was so the fourth floor is all new games. The fifth floor is all used games, and that was the same deal. Just massive boxes and boxes and boxes as far as I can see. And I went there recently to the same soft map that I've been going to get my Eroge every time I go to Akiba. Other than Trader, which is Trader is one of the best stores in Japan if you're looking for Eroge, and especially Trader number two. Trader Neagle in the pillar holding up the Sobu train line in Akiba. They have, you leave the station, you walk past Chio Dori, and you get to, there's a store inside a pillar that's holding up the Sobu train line. That's Trader Neagle, incredible store for Eroge. But that back to the point is the fifth floor. You go to there in the soft map, the fifth floor with the used games, and it's about half the size as it used to be. It was in a very sorry state. Honestly, the soft map in Osaka's Nipponbashi had a better selection than the Akiba soft map the last time I went, which is embarrassing. I mean, it's not embarrassing. Nipponbashi's very it's a wonderful place. I'm not dissing Osaka. They've got a great soft map there, but come on, Akiba. You're supposed to be the king, but you're not anymore. Well, you are still, but whatever. And I've actually what I've heard about this iteration is what they've introduced a new feature where you can anytime you want in a story at all, just literally anywhere if you're feeling like it, you can click on a heroine and she'll give the main character a blowjob, which is neat. Yeah, I would be remiss if I didn't show you the tapestry, but not all of it, right? So here's the bunny girl, and she's looking happy to see you. Oh, there you go. There you go. Did I do it on purpose? No, I didn't. No, I did not. I got one more game for you. I said I went to the soft map in Akiba the other day. I didn't buy anything from the soft map because what a sorry fate that was. But I did buy something from the trader. But this one wasn't Eagle. This was the trader Homepeng. That's 8 stories tall, I think, full of tourists. You gotta watch out for that. Where did I put my knife? Did anyone see my knife? I didn't have it in the last video either. Oh, this is pathetic. I feel like Nick 54222. Oh Lord. So yeah, if you find yourself in Akiba and you visit the Trader Honteng, a lot of tourists there, and the Eroge is all the way up on the sixth, seventh floor. I want to say terrible, terrible walk up the stairs because they've got one elevator and it's always in use. So terrible walk up the stairs, but you don't want to be a fat ass otaku, so it's good exercise. So what have I got for you? And they put a sticker on the box itself. I think that's probably the biggest faux pas in selling used Eroge. You never put your store sticker on the box itself. Traders usually really good about that. I don't know if they were just trading a new hire and he had, no clue what he was doing. So what is this? There's nothing on the box. Well, you can't see it because of my shitty camera. And this is actually, well, this is actually an obi. It's not even the box itself. The box is pure black, or so it would seem, but actually there is writing. The first episode of Kara no Shoujo. This is Innocent Gray's three-part Showa era mystery series that is, considered one of the eroge games to read, and the price of these games reflects that. The first episode is in the middle of the road. You'll find it from anywhere. 10,000 yen to 13,000, 15,000 yen, depending on the condition and if everything's included in the box. The third game is the cheapest. You can get that one, everything inside of it, for less than 10,000 yen. The second game is the most expensive. You will probably not find that for less than 30,000 yen. But so here's the first one. And what's inside? Well, we've got Kara no Shoujo, the game. And it's, the very sleek, very attractive black for all the discs of the game and the audio CDs. This is the full voice HD edition, which is why it runs the price it does. There are more budget editions, and here's the back art of the shoujo coming out of the kara. And there are, like budget editions that don't run you hundreds of dollars, but, if you're going to be collecting it again, what's the point? And here's the booklet, which is a novel. Supplementary materials that you have to read if you want to understand this legendary hallmark of Edo gaming. And that is all I've got for you today. I have to apologize, I didn't pre-order anything in May because I didn't want to. I didn't see anything I liked. There was a Azarashi Soft's new game, I think. What was that called? Something Renai Master Up or something. You can look that up. Yeah, it looks alright, Can't say much about it. In June I might have something coming, it depends. I'm not too, maybe not a full price game, but a cheap game. They've got Secret Death Song by Secret Death Song's actually soft, isn't it? Renai Master Up might be whatever. Look that one up. But yeah,